Your boy Piston Mike. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't cost you anything, not even a nickel or dime. Shout out to Alex for always keeping me updated. So, former Knicks GM, Detroit native Scott Perry has been considered for the president of basketball operations for the Detroit Pistons. And we're going to talk about what does it mean? What could it mean for the Detroit Pistons? His contract expired last year. He works for ESPN now, but he is a big reason why the New York Knicks are where they at. He hasn't had the perfect draft record, but he's made some really good drafts and he's had some misses. He's made some really, I think it's through the trade market and getting free agents there. He is a big reason for their success of getting the New York Knicks on the right track. And New York Knicks really miss him. But shout out to Scott Perry. And funny thing is, he started in Detroit. I think he had stints in Orlando and the Sacramento Kings. And then he finally got a shot. And then he coached 13 years before that in the NCAA tournament. So the Detroit Pistons are considering hiring the Detroit native Scott Perry, former GM, for the president of basketball operations. He is a guy who can bring in free agents, a guy who can make really decent trades, a guy who can get the Pistons trade capital up, a guy who can do a little bit of everything. He is 60 years old, but he is from Detroit. So he could take the job. You know, it's always good to go home. But we will just have to see. Very interesting to see this come up. This just came up. And the New York Knicks guy, I think, posted this. So there's got to be some truth to it. And I would not be shocked because the dude's a Detroit native. I think somebody in the front office got ties with him, whether it's Tom Gores or Aram Tellem. Would not shock me. But Scott Perry might be the Pistons' new president of basketball ops in a few days. He is a big reason why they have Emmanuel Quickly, why they have Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson. He made all the moves and all the decisions. The only decision he didn't make was RJ Barrett, I believe, for OG Anunoby and more things. So he is a guy that brought the New York Knicks success. If it wasn't for him, I don't think they'll be as successful as they are right now. Go look at the New York Knicks. Go look at the roster. Did we fire Troy Weaver? Not yet. But the new president of basketball has all the opportunity to fire Troy Weaver and to fire Monty Williams. James Edwards III has been on podcasts. I don't know whose podcast he said. Oh, whoever does Hoop Hype podcast. He says 60% chance of Monty Williams not coming back and only a 40% of Monty Williams being the head coach next year. He also stated that whoever becomes new president of basketball operations will have the chance to fire both Troy Weaver and Monty Williams. And if Monty Williams is a new coach, we're going to have a total new GM. I think he's a guy who works for the New Orleans Pelicans. He's a big reason why they drafted Herb Jones, Brandon Ingram, and Trey Murphy. Do you want Monty as a coach? Not really. But I'm going to say this. If we can get somebody with the same philosophy as Monty Williams, I wouldn't mind seeing them back. Monty Williams had a lot of wings who can shoot threes and play some defense, and didn't have that this year. So I don't think Monty Williams' philosophy really lined up on who we had on the floor. Just my personal opinion. I don't think he had the type of guys he can have to make this a winning team. Straight up and down. I mean, five to seven guys that we had on our roster wasn't even NBA. Joe Harris has yet to get signed. Killian Hayes yet to get signed. We weighed 5 guys after the trade line, and they haven't found a new team yet. I feel bad for Gay Cunningham. Yeah, we don't have nobody around him. Shout out to Detroit Sports Talk. But yeah, what's up, everybody? But yeah, I'm not surprised. And K is going to sign that $200 million contract. And as soon as he signs it, we need to bring winning pieces around him. And Pistons fans don't want to hear it. But we're going to have to trade Jaden Ivey or Jalen Duren to bring in anybody. Or maybe even both. It is what it is. Excuse me. Pistons fans don't want to hear that. But that's just the brutal, honest truth. Nobody wants to hear that, but it's true. JD maybe, yes. And J.I. If you want an all-star, you're going to have to trade them both. Both of them got to go. Got to go. There's just no way you can keep all four core guys this year and run it back. They think that you just going to keep on running back. Because after this season, you're going to have to extend next year Jaden Ivey, and you're going to have to extend Jalen Duren. And Rasheed Wallace said we're at the point where we're not going to be able to keep all the young guys together. And we're at the point that we're going to have to trade some of them. Straight up and down. We're at the point that we're going to have to start getting more assets, start flipping players for assets, and trying to rebuild this team back up around Cade. That's what point we're at. We're not at the point where we can just keep on sitting and every year we only winning 20 games. Because if we do that for another 2 seasons, Cade is definitely gone. Ain't no doubt about it. Ain't no question in my mind. He gonna request a trade, and then we starting another rebuild that's gonna take another 4 or 5 years. I think Buddy is a free agent. I wouldn't mind him. Yeah, but I don't know. I would like Najee Marshall, them type of guys, Malik Monk over Buddy Hield. I like Malik Monk better than I do Buddy Hield. I like Najee Marshall than I do like Buddy Hield. Especially Najee Marshall. I like Najee Marshall over both of them because he's taller. Play better defense than both of them and can shoot the dirty ball as good as both of them. And he's going to be cheaper than both of them. Straight up and down. That's what we need to go after, guys like that. But still, the fact of the matter is, it's still sad that the Pistons, have had 2 disappointing seasons. Been the laughingstock on the NBA this long for forever. We ain't been irrelevant for 20 years. It's really frustrating. So, it's your boy Piston Mike. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm out, man. Peace.